Okay, Coach, it's the NFL on EA Sports, and we are at Dignity Health Sports Park in Carson, California. Today, we're set for a good AFC matchup between the Baltimore Ravens and our home team. It's the final 3 weeks of the season. Still plenty to play for here as we're underway in Week 15. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll wind up getting an extra couple yards here for his trouble as he'll bring this one out to the 27.
Let's go. 8, read. Look at me. Go.
Now a handoff here to his running back. 5 yards on the game's first play. Second down.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
22-jet bomber. 22-jet bomber. 5.
2nd and 5. Open man is Hill. He's got it. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Charger first down. And he's top 5 in the league in terms of receiving yardage because of plays like that. What have you seen from him on film that you like so much?
Well, I'll strip away everything else and get to what we call the moment of truth. When the ball's arriving, when there's a defender there, he just comes down with the ball. He competes and takes it away. Great hands, great ability to finish the catch. As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Going to give this time to the tailback. And he is brought down, but not before reaching the 30. A gain of 28 yards there and give him a first down. That's his longest run of the first quarter. And, Charles, we talked before the game about them needing to establish the run game. They'll be looking for more of that.
And they got to the perimeter. So that tells me that that's part of the game plan of what they want to get done today. So they'll have some complimentary runs where he'll run it to the inside. But it appears that when they want the big yardage, they think they can get to the outside and make it happen.
Open man completes it to Smith-Schuster. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. 16 yards is the pickup there, and a first down for L.A. They're piecing together a nice drive to start this one. Seems pretty scripted and pretty successful so far.
And I think they did it without our help. Because you remember when we sat in with the production.
And this will be caught in the end zone for a Chargers touchdown. Trey Burton. His second touchdown on the season. And the Chargers take the ball down the field and score on their opening drive. Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. From the gun, it's Jackson. Quick hitter here, it's complete. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Jackson looking to throw on 3rd. Open man, right side is his running back. It's complete downfield. And all the way in for a Ravens Ravens touchdown. A great effort there with his 16th touchdown of the year as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and we are tied at 7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line.
On the ready.
The Charger drive about to get going. That last drive, it was a good mix. Run, pass. Defense on their toes.
And what really helps out in a big way is when you're doing the run-pass mix and everything's working, that means that they're guessing wrong every time on defense. They think you're going to pass when you run and vice versa. I would continue that, and when they finally draw a beat on you, maybe you mix it up a little bit, a little play action and throw the ball.
And will they maintain that balance? Time to find out. And they're able to get this one across the 35. It's a gain of 11 and a first down L.A. Getting the sense, Charles, they're going to put a big emphasis this afternoon on the run game.
And why not? What we're seeing so far is working pretty well from them. And here's the best part.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. You know darn well both of these teams reviewed the film and saw that this defense had 5 sacks last week. They got to keep their QB upright.
And they're going to try their best to do exactly that. But they're facing a team where getting to the quarterback is a mindset. It's a mantra for them. And they play a game within the game. And you know what it is? Let's race to the quarterback and see who gets there first.
17 yards for the Chargers there as they've got themselves a first down. So in Raven territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
X3, 218, snap.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
All right, Brandon, I know we're in the early going here, but those kind of runs, they're going to open up a world of opportunities for this offense going forward.
General West, 5.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that'll lead here to a 3rd down. He'll drop to throw. He is going to find Hill here. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens' 26.
Well, we're used to seeing the guy that you consider the number 1 receiver double covered, but how about this guy? He's double covered and finds a way to make the play for a first down.
That's how you increase your Madden rating, right?
No doubt about that at all. And you know something? I think we'll hear about that from him soon.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll set up a 3rd down.
That 2nd down play call was not to pick up the first down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable 3rd down because they had incompletion on first down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. And this is caught. He's got it. Touchdown, L.A. Juju Smith-Schuster with a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year. And the Chargers have taken the lead. Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And that makes the score 14-7. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And they had to wait a long time to get the football back. Probably not what you were hoping for when you got an offense that's humming.
Agreed. What you were looking for is the defense getting the ball back pretty quickly, right? Hoping for a 3 and out. So that didn't happen. You can't yell at your D for that. They've got to take care of their own business and reestablish themselves now that they're back on the field.
Through one quarter, 14-7 our score. Eight yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple.
Heavy on the edges, heavy on the edges. 49, check 49, check 49. Jumper, 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 jumper.
Room here to run. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. That one good for 26 and a first down.
And that was a nice, strong run by the guy they call the field general.
So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Check 50, check 50. Check 25, check 25.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. That'll wind up going for a loss of 4. And that's going to make it 2nd and 14. And now Jackson will look to throw it. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And he's brought to the ground with another first down at the Chargers' 27-yard line.
Good route, good pickup for first down yardage, and that is a tough one to cover, the angle route, because a running back getting out of the backfield, if you're trying to cover that, especially if you're in the linebacker spot and you're seeing this play develop, he heads out towards the flat first, and that often gets you to overcommit running in that direction. Then he cuts back up inside you into the middle of the field. That's what we just saw there for a nice pickup.
They'll run on first down. McFarland, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of 2 there, 2nd down. Bear in mind, that wasn't a big lineman back there for the tackle for loss. That was a cornerback.
So are you saying the myth has been shattered? That all of them are not just cover corners? Some of them actually will stick their nose in and tackle when necessary? That's what we just saw, isn't it?
On 2nd and 12, Jackson into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off down near the 5, and the return goes up to his own 17-yard line.
Brandon, this is why golfers do their best to never count a score in their head before the ball goes in the cup. This looked like a slam dunk for points on this drive, didn't it? Instead, they're throwing an interception, and they're going to come away empty.
Here's a throw that's taken in out of the backfield. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Charger first down. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. It's Hill, complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. Give him 32 on the play. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. Flash the stick skills on that run, but then stop shy of the 35. Marlon Humphrey with the tackle defensively.
50, plant. You draw Porker.
They'll set up to throw. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down.
You've always been very good about checking my math. Am I correct? That's the first time that it's been incomplete when they've thrown it to him?
Yes, he had caught every other ball coming his way.
So they feel like they've got something really good going there, and they're going to continue to go there until the defense makes an adjustment and takes it away.
Well, they finally made an adjustment there. We'll see. Man, it's caught at the 6-yard line. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
6 man. Leave now.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And not a whole lot there. He does get a couple, taking it from the 5 down to the 3. Be interesting to see now what they do offensively down near the goal line after not much there that time.
As the offensive play caller, that may change your sequence now. Instead of coming right back with a running play, you may have to go to the air.
So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal.
Rock it. 6-6. Pull it high. 5.
They'll try to run this one in. Fighting for the end zone. He lost the football. It's out. And it's picked up by the Ravens. accelerating, and off he goes. He's at the 50, 30, past the 20, and he'll get in. Touchdown, Baltimore. How about that for a momentum swing? You had it goal to go. Not only do you cough it up, but they pick it up and return it all the way for a touchdown.
And now you have to give oxygen to the entire team because what a letdown that was. Terrific drive. Looked like you're going to get points. Instead, the other team registers them on the scoreboard.
Tucker with the extra point. And we've got a tie game here in a back-and-forth first half. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Charger drive about to get going, and they'll be looking to start fresh. Just a moment ago, they were backed up, coughed up the football, and then saw it go the other way for 6 points.
I just wonder, partner, sometimes they put such an emphasis on things, and you know in that situation, as they ran out there, they were told, take care of the football, don't cough it up. And sometimes that's the last thing you hear, and that's exactly what you do.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. This one into the hands of Burton. The ball comes out, and it's picked up by the Ravens. And a super return as he gets us all the way down inside the 25-yard line.
The psychology of the game never ceases to amaze me because you would think there would never be a fumble from what we hear from coaches all the time, right?
And how much they practice not fumbling.
Practice it, preach it, talk about it all the time. You would think no one would ever turn it over. Yet they are humans out there running around, and we just saw another one.
Opportunistic by the defense. The pickup goes for 13 and sets him up 1st and goal. They'll try the left side. McFarland. He pushes forward for maybe 3 down to the 6-yard line. Second quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in front. And this is going to be intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off.
So that's back-to-back drives where they're throwing an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. 18 big yards on that one, and a Charger first.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
That one good for 20 on the catch and run. And now with that completion, he's north of 200 yards here in the first half.
And he's going to break our statistician, Marvin, isn't he? Because Marvin right now is just tallying it up. Hope his hand doesn't hurt too much doing this or keeps hitting the calculator. But my goodness, what a start he is off to. By the end of this game, he could have monster numbers. He just wants to continue to be accurate.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Well, the incompletion, yes, but maybe here not the worst thing in the world?
No, not on 1st and 10. It actually gives them a chance to regroup, relax just a little bit. They huddle up, talk it over, and then they get a chance to continue their drive.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. Hill, the intended receiver once again, and it's 3rd down.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they had incompletions on 1st and 2nd down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half. But if you don't pick up the first down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
What an advantage having an elite guy in the middle of the defensive line because not only does he take up the space and let the linebackers run free, but can also make plays himself, as we just saw there.
And that's the risk of the long field goal miss here at this stage of the second quarter. You give up great field position.
And that gives them one more opportunity to make something happen and something big. And we've seen crazy stuff happen at the end of halves.
So good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 on their side of midfield at the 47. Chargers able to get the pressure and bring him down. T.J. Watt causing the disruption. He gets the sack.
Well, competition comes up in so many different ways. And right now, this unit, their competition is who's going to get to the quarterback the most times. How about 5 sacks last week? We just saw their first one of this game.
And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. An extra defensive back on the field for the Chargers now on 3rd down. From the gun, Jackson. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Now give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything to warrant the flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. Could not have thrown that out there any better. When the ball hit the ground, I thought it might go into the end zone the way it was angling, but perfectly jutting out at the 1.
You think maybe what we saw in practice came into play there? You know, he put those big cans down on the sideline and then angled for him and shot for him. Looks like it worked out pretty well for him, too.
And he takes it all the way up to the 45-yard line. A big play there just before halftime. 45 yards.
1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. So that changes things. Here's 1st and 10 all the way up at the 45. Going to give this time to the tailback. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards. So we've hit halftime all even at 14 apiece. As we are off to Orlando now to check in with Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports halftime report. Coach? And ready to get the party started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. First half showed us some pretty good offense. Tie game, we'll see what the second half brings.
And it'll be interesting because I think both sides feel pretty good about what their offenses are doing. Got to wonder what adjustments are being made defensively to try and get a spark and maybe slow down the other side.
But here, do you change up anything on this opening drive?
Not offensively, you don't. You got everything going your way. You've probably prepared for maybe some change-ups you might expect, but overall, you like what your game plan's showing you.
From the 25 on 2nd down, Jackson. That's caught by the former Sooner, Mark Andrews. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. That one good for 26 and a first down. So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. And he'll give it here to his running back. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here, and that'll make this a 2nd and 13. To throw is Jackson. He's got his man. It's Andrews. And he's brought to the ground with another first down at the Chargers' 32-yard line.
His position, and he's listed as a tight end, but he certainly doesn't run like one, and that's what we're seeing more and more coming into the league. Those guys who can run, make plays after the catch, and gain that additional yardage.
And using that speed there to turn it into a pretty nice little game. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll go down at the 28. Give him 4 on the ground there. They're now left with 3rd and 6.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
On 3rd down, Jackson letting one go deep for the end zone. And it falls incomplete after almost being intercepted. A pick there would have been great. The good news for the defense now, it's 4th down. And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe. And they take a 17-14 lead. Now, they don't get a touchdown here on the opening drive of the 3rd quarter, but I think maybe you still say mission accomplished as they come away with the lead.
No, absolutely. You keep the pressure on, right? You go downfield, get some points up on the board, and hope that you've motivated your defense to take the field and hold that lead.
The Charger drive about to get going. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here at half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second half?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
Well, Brandon, he's had a great day, but sometimes the other guys make a play against you. What's that expression they like to use in the NFL? Those guys get paid too, you know.
Yeah, in college they say, hey, they're on scholarship too. In the NFL, they're getting paid too. With the day he's had, you can have one going the wrong direction. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And he's going to get this one to the 23-yard line.
Pick 6, baby.
Well, Brandon, there's no question who they're going to look to on 3rd and long, but you can bet this defense knows that as well, so they've got him blanketed downfield. And this ball winds up being intercepted.
Let's get it together, defense. Let's get it together.
After the interception, here's Jackson. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Nasir Adderley. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Well, when you start thinking of guys that are in the mix for Defensive Player of the Year, I think you use him as Exhibit A. Maybe he's not the leading guy right now, but he's at least on the periphery and deserves to be in the discussion.
And because of that, he's looking at a game today where in order to make that big move and maybe become the guy, he needs multiple takeaways, multiple big plays, things that get our attention and reverberate for weeks to come.
The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. 2nd down.
You know they wanted, you know they expected. They needed him to be sharp coming out after the half. Unfortunately, he's missed his first 3 throws. I wonder if he got out late and missed his warm-up time.
The whole team did come out a little bit later than usual. I don't know, maybe there's something to that.
Must have been a heck of a halftime speech.
Yeah, maybe just trying to rally the troops back from this deficit. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down. Okay, so now the question, how did he get that wide open?
Well, we both know that he shouldn't, because from the time they handed out scouting reports before this game, he was circled, starred, everything. Find him, cover him. But sometimes you can scheme a guy open. You put the receivers in a bunch, maybe you move some motion, maybe you put them on the backside of a formation, and all of a sudden you've got a better matchup. Every now and then, the offensive guys, they figure a way to get him open, even with everyone keeping eyes on him.
And that's certainly a guy they want to keep trying to scheme open. This quarterback now, 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. The UCLA product, Kenny Young, had the tackle.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down.
Another good run for him. What else is new? That'll put him right at 150 yards for the game. So he's really made his presence felt in this one.
On play action, they'll throw. And he lost the football. And it's picked up by the Ravens. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
When I see a play like that, I come back to risk-reward. I don't know about you, but is it worth it at that point, whatever you're going to pick up, to either take the hit, and in this case, lose the football?
So should have gone down. I mean, hindsight's always 20/20, but that's the safe play.
You're exactly right. Hindsight's really never wrong, is it? Because you can analyze it, but I think ultimately you got to look at it as a first option, taking care of the ball, getting what you can, and that's it. Don't worry about it anymore.
10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Well, that play looks familiar because we saw them working on it in practice this week, and for a lineman trying to block on this play, they love when they get the defense moving in one direction, and when they try and change directions, it's a lot easier to pick them up and ward them off.
On second down now, McFarland. He'll have a first down past the 40. He's at the 40, the 20, 10, and all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. A big play there. His second touchdown of the game, 17th on the year, as the Ravens push further out in front. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. The Charger drive about to get going. And last time the turnover on the fumble, and they were in enemy territory, so that had to be very frustrating. Down to the nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Jalen Ferguson, he's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down. Now back to throw. He's got Burton here. That'll be a pickup of 10 as they try to recover from this 10-point deficit. Now that tight end position, it just seems to continue to evolve every year in the NFL.
Yeah, you're getting really terrific athletes. A lot of them maybe were wide receivers at one point. They continue to give you speed, great hands, and big bodies, which make them excellent targets for quarterbacks.
Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he's going to get to the 31, enough for the first down. That's good for 9 yards as they convert on the third down play. This quarterback now perfect since the second half started, 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll scratch out only about a yard up to the 32.
He's tackled at the 32-yard line. Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 32-yard line.
Quarter here. Holiday's Dawn. And that'll do it for the end of the second quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports.
60 or. Number 53. Hey, Zoo. That's it.
2nd and 9 now. He'll find Smith-Schuster. That's complete. And getting this just shy of midfield. They'll spot it at the 49. 17 yards for the Chargers there as they've got themselves a first down. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. They'll drop the throw. They complete it to Hill. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. It's a gain of 34. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down. He'll look to throw. He's going to be sacked back at the 23-yard line.
I know there'll be a little bit of criticism there because they went right back to the air after the huge pickup and end up getting sacked. That's often a play that you make. You feel like you've got momentum on your side.
Unfortunately, the O-line failed to hold up to try to keep that momentum going. Second and long. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. Juju Smith-Schuster, the intended receiver. But now it's 3rd down.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps to have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. They'll look to throw. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And he's going to be taken down here still a couple yards short of the first. It'll be a pickup of 14, but they're still a little bit short as it brings up 4th. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This is a 26-yard attempt. All right, so they needed 2 scores to get back in the game. The field goal there, maybe not exactly what they wanted, but the necessary first step.
There's still time remaining, and there's enough time to get it done. They've got to get at the least a 3-and-out here to get the ball back, preferably a takeaway.
And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Charles, you'd said the magic number was probably right around 20 for this defense because they're facing one of the top 5 offenses in the league in terms of points scored. They've had their moments, but this offense just a little too good, isn't it?
They really are, because no matter what you do to make an adjustment on defense, they've had an answer for it.
On 1st down, McFarland. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
One thing that you find out on a sweep play is the fortitude of the people running it, because that is a run, and then there's some contact when you finally get to the edge, and those guys who can hold that point of attack and hold up on that contact, they create the plays that we just saw there. Really nice play by the defensive guys.
On 2nd and 12, Jackson. He's got a man. That's caught. Left sideline. 22 yards there, a 1st down. I'll tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Jackson now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. Now a give, right side. McFarland. And now off to the races, down the right side. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. A great play there. 55 yards as the Ravens push further out in front. Tucker with the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. The Charger drive about to get going. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big
nowhere to escape, and he goes down. That's number 4. Sack number 4. They had 4 last week, so he's been down on the ground a lot.
Partner, they say the eye in the sky does not lie. And that's indeed the case because they watched the game tape from the previous week, incorporated it into their own defensive scheme, and continued to get after this quarterback.
And now this defense will be searching for sack number 5. Now a deep ball going to be caught here near midfield. That one good for 26 and a first down. Fourth quarter, every drive so critical, and you figure may only get one more shot after this, so a touchdown's imperative on this drive.
It is, but you also have to think to yourself in play calling, don't hold anything back. Don't save it for this.
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off right around the 43, and his guys will take over at their own 44-yard line.
Partner, we always talk about possessions being at a premium in these games, and now in this situation, throwing an interception here when you have to claw your way back in, that one's going to hurt, and in a big way.
Play action. It's Jackson. He's going deep for Brown. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Julian Love picks it. And a very good return as he takes us all the way up to the 35-yard line. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Here's a 2nd and 7. He's got his man on the crossing route. 17 yards for the Chargers there as they got themselves a first down. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, you're down 2 scores. I don't think you need to rush just yet, but you can't take your time either.
Yeah, even if you don't want to commit to full 2-minute offense, you have to up the tempo, up the urgency.
And he's going to go down. They sack him back at the 42.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
Now they try the right side here. Give him 4 yards there, but still in a big hole. 3rd and long.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice game like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Charger football as we welcome you back from the 2-minute warning. They face a 3rd down now as they try to find a late score. And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. Now they go for it on 4th, but this one is going to wind up incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Ravens get the football back and in great shape. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Now it's Gurley. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
They'll stick to the ground game with Gurley. Trying to get out wide, but he's going to be tackled right near the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
So the final seconds tick away in this Baltimore victory. And you've got to say, CD, it was the defense who had a big part in the W.
No, without question. When you force 4 turnovers, you get to enjoy the spoils of victory, don't you? It's rare that you force 4 turnovers and lose a ball game. That's almost unheard of. They carried this one home. You talk about celebrating with each other and being in a position where going forward, all you think about is, let's get 5 next time. They're going to be on the hunt.
So for the Ravens, they continue to roll as the win gets them to 12-2 on the year. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the home team here, they fall to 8-6 with the loss. And they will try to get back in the swing of things next week on the road. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.